I lent you $500, you didn't pay me back, so I'm gonna sue you for my money.
Welcome to another exciting episode of Civics for the People.
I tell the staff all the time, if they're coming to see us, 95% of the time, it's not for something good.
And it's from as big as managing the paperwork on a Young Thug trial or a Donald Trump trial, or, to the smallest, like, can we get the escalators fixed in the courthouse?
They're either being evicted from their home, they're trying to evict somebody, they're getting a divorce, they're going to jail, getting out of jail. Right? It's those cases. We had more than 80,000 cases filed.
Records for all of those cases.
Absolutely.
Welcome to another exciting episode of Civics for the People. I'm Commissioner Mo Ivory right here in Fulton County, and we're talking about the things that you need to know. I know government can be super confusing, and you're like, what even is that? I don't even know what that means, and so that's why I'm here to break it down for you and give you plain English civics, so then you can say, oh, I should vote. Yeah, I should get involved. Oh, I do exactly know what that means. So when you hear the word county clerk, what does that mean to you? Clerk of the court. What does that mean to you? You might think like it has something to do with the courts. Well, we're here to break it down for you today with the person who actually is in that position, who knows everything about this position, the clerk of our courts here in Fulton County, Shay Alexander. Welcome, my sister.
Hi, how are you?
I'm very good. I'm very good. So listen, a lot of people may not understand like what the clerk of the court does, right? So just break it down for us, what your job is, why your role is so important, and what people can depend on you for.
So thanks for asking. No one knows what the clerk does. My friends really don't know, right? And so I have to break it down all the time. But the easiest way to look at it, I am the official record keeper of all things Fulton County. You know, Fulton County is the largest county in the state. So from civil records, criminal records, real estate documents, notary commissions, bar swearing-ins, we manage all things Fulton County when it comes to paperwork. That's the easiest way to look at it. When it relates to the justice system, when it says clerk of courts, we do real estate and other things. The main, probably 70% of the things that we do manage is court documents, right? And so think about it this way. We're the heartbeat of the justice system. Nothing happens in the justice system without the clerk's office processing the paper. From the beginning of an arrest to the disposition of the case, all things court records is what we do in our office.
So when someone's thinking like, you go somewhere and they say, you need to bring a copy of your divorce decree over here before we can take him off of it or her off of it. And that's at the clerk's office.
We get a lot of that. Social Security, what happens, and you're trying to prove that you're divorced. And of course, you got divorced 20 years ago. You're not going to have a copy of that paperwork. It is critical that we have managed that paperwork properly so that if you want to come in and get a divorce decree from 20 years ago, I should be able to provide you a certified copy of your divorce decree.
And when somebody's parent dies, right? And in Atlanta, homes are so important, and you want to get the deed from your parents' house or something. That's another important document, right?
And you look at you. You know all things about clerks,
I did a little research.
So the deeds, yes, you know about. There's some deed fraud going on, and so there are a lot of things that we're trying to put in place for that. But yes, it is our responsibility to provide the original documents for all things in Fulton. So if you need a copy of your security deed or you need a copy of a quitclaim deed that was done, we should be able to provide you a copy of it and certify it to make it the official copy.
The official copy. And that's what certifying means, making it an official copy.
Right. Like when you go to the Social Security office and you're trying to do something, they're not just going to take a plain copy. So there's a certified stamp with a seal on it with my name, and it just makes it official.
Okay. And your position is elected. And
yes.
Yeah. And so, people would think, how could there be like any controversy in a record keeper, right? But your position is elected. So just by the fact that the people choose you, it brings in a whole nother element, right?
It does. And, we try to keep politics out of it because I'm a neutral party, right? So think about it. If something's going on in the court, the judge rules on the cases. Whether I agree with the ruling or not,
right,
I still have to process the paper the same. And when I say paper, let's just take a step back. It's not paper. What we do impacts people's lives. So
give me an example.
it's a divorce decree. You can look at it as a piece of paper, but
That's life freeing, right?
is-
Or
it
life saving, maybe.
right,
Yeah.
one or the other,
One or the
right?
other.
But when you think about it, if you're bonding somebody out of jail and you look at the bond order as a bond order, no, it could be your son, your daughter, your uncle, your mother, your father. Like everything we touch has an implication for somebody's life,
Yeah.
their liberty, their justice, something.
Yeah.
And so when you look at it, you have to think about it that way. And when you talk about this being an elected position, yes, it's an elected position, and the people of Fulton County elected me to do this job. Neutral, right? I have to maintain a high level of integrity because we have so much confidential and critical information in front of us, and so integrity really matters. And knowing how to process it, we can shut down a system. If I had staff that didn't know what they were doing, and then the judge did a bond order for Johnny to get out of jail on Friday, and we didn't do it, Johnny could stay in jail over the weekend or even the next week until we felt like getting to the paperwork if we didn't have the proper resources or things in place. And so it's important that we look at everything we do as impacting somebody's life.
Wow. And I remember when I came to walk around with you at the court, and I want you to explain the different courts in a second, but, you know, I noticed how interactive you were with the people. And, you know, when people come to the courthouse, you know, they're already there for a reason they don't want to be there, you know, so there's a level of intensity that just accompanies the experience, right? They're coming because they have a problem already. And I noticed how, you know, you were just asking people what they need and all. What do you find to be the biggest sort of service that people coming to the courts for, the thing that, you know, oh my God, I just helped somebody's life change today? Can you think of something like that?
Oh, absolutely. But let's just take that a step further with people coming to our office. I tell the staff all the time, if they're coming to see us, 95% of the time, it's not for something good.
Yeah.
They're either being evicted from their home, they're trying to evict somebody, they're getting a divorce, they're going to jail, getting out of jail. It is something that, and so all people want to feel is treated with dignity and respect.
Yeah.
They, you know, it may be something, they may have made a mistake, whatever, but Fulton County is where it happened. And we're the only place they can get the information from.
Yeah.
So they can't get mad and say, oh, well, Publix, you make me mad, I'm going to just shop at Kroger.
Right.
They don't have a choice.
You got to stay here.
So you have to treat people with dignity and respect. That's a must to work in my office, for sure. And it is, they are drinking the Kool-Aid. I love it. It may be different flavors of Kool-Aid, but they drink Kool-Aid, right? And so what's fulfilling for me, I know, like, when I walk around, if I happen to touch a customer, I know that it was a divine intervention, right? Like, if it's something that I see them frustrated, and this happened not long ago, and the lady was on the, elevator, and she was going up and down. I was like, ma'am, where are you trying to go? She was like, they keep sending me here, they keep sending me there. I'm like, what are you trying to do? Someone used her name when they got arrested and her information, and it's showing up on her criminal background. So she's about to lose her job. It's not her.
Oh my
And
gosh.
she was like, it wasn't me. I don't know. I've never been arrested and blah, blah, blah. And so that's not the norm, right? So staff would be like, well, you need to go to GBI. You need to, and that's true. But she got me. So I was able to call GBI, figure out what she needed to do, got her an appointment to go get her fingerprints done, because they could do fingerprints to determine if it was her, because the person was fingerprinted. And eventually it all worked out. So for me, that's life-changing.
Right.
When her job was saved, she was not as frustrated, and I was able to put her in the right direction. So a lot of that goes on, and that's why we partner with the DA to do record restrictions for those type of things. The arrest occurred, you didn't get indicted, and the case was dismissed, or it wasn't you, and we're trying to get those records cleaned up.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, as you're sitting here, I'm thinking about how important your job is for the paper of it all, right? And I mean, I know everything's electronic, but I mean, just like that, I need to get this piece of paper from my life, and how scary it can be not to have that service around. And, deed fraud, just somebody, tell everybody what deed fraud is.
And so what happens is, again, I am neutral.
Yeah.
I don't have, whether I like it or not, if it's in proper form and it is the way that the law says, I take the documentation. So if someone did a quitclaim deed, you need a notary, you need these things, and it's in proper form, and it says Mo Ivory has quitclaimed her house to Shay Alexander. It's in proper form, it's notarized. I assume you signed it, there's no, right? And I process it. Well, I've quitclaimed your house to me.
Yeah.
Just like that, because it's in proper form. We have a tool in place, which we are going around through Fulton County talking about. It's a REACT is the name of the tool.
Right.
If you go to my website, you'll be able to register, but I encourage anyone that has property in Fulton County to register. It does not stop the fraud, but it's proactive, right? It alerts you. Hey, somebody just filed something on your property. So if you weren't looking for something to come through, at least you can come down, figure out what was being filed, and you can be proactive before it gets any further.
Yeah, and I mean, deed fraud can happen to anybody because it happened to me. And I'm a lawyer. I've never been late on paying my taxes, like nothing. And somebody, knew I owned a property that I was going to sell, and they quitclaimed it to themselves and thought they were going to show up at the closing and get the check for the property or whatever. And, it didn't, of course. There were multiple steps in that alerted me that, somebody did that, but it happens every single day. So I'm glad that you have a tool for people to be able to go to. Talk about passports a little bit. People, whether they're in an emergency situation and they need to get out of the country quickly because a loved one is in distress, or they're just going on vacation and they waited too long, to get their passport. There's sort of like a word on the street, like call your senator and they could make it happen overnight or whatever. Tell me about that kind of rumor,
So, it's really not a rumor.
Okay.
What happens is the passports are mandated. It's a federal mandate, right? And so the Department of State manages passports. If you lost your passport or you forgot to get it renewed or you just don't have a passport and you have an emergency travel, if you can prove that you have a trip within 14 days, there are some emergency appointments you can get with the Department of State.
Okay.
And so they've allowed the senators and the congressmen and women to have an allotted amount of positions that if someone called and said, hey, I have an emergency, I have to get out of the country, I don't have a passport, and you can prove that you're traveling within 14 days, you can get an emergency appointment where you can get your passport same day.
Okay.
So it's really
same day.
It's same day for them.
Okay.
But you have to have your travel arrangements and everything has to be filled out. You have to have all your documentation. The application has to be filled out. You have to have your pictures. Everything has to be done. But there are emergency appointments for emergencies.
Okay, so that's true.
It's a real thing.
Okay, and then but
it's not just random like, oh, I just want to get my passport
today because I want it. No, you have to have all those things.
You have to have all those things that you've already booked a trip, what time you're leaving, and then they'll try to squeeze you in.
Okay, and if you don't have an emergency trip, then how long does it normally take to get a passport? Coming to your...
It takes, so if we process the paperwork and it goes in, it takes 6 to 8 weeks now.
Okay.
It was longer. They are catching up right now. So it's about 6 to 8 weeks if we process it.
Okay. Talk about the courts and like the specific courts. Like when people hear Superior Court, Magistrate Court, they don't necessarily know what that means. And they're, we heard of these big trials and, Young Thug, and they come out and they stand before the bridge, right? And report from it or whatever. But tell us about like every day, how the courts operate and sort of your role and all of that.
And so I'll give you an example. So I'll start from the lowest court, right? So Magistrate Court is the lowest court in our county. We call it the People's Court. It's the highest volume. It has the most people don't have attorneys. That's where the landlord-tenant cases are, small claims cases, abandoned motor vehicle cases, small claims. I lent you $500, you didn't pay me back, so I'm going to sue you for my money, right? It's those cases. We had more than 80,000
And you're
cases
keeping the
filed.
records for all of those cases.
Absolutely. Processing, creating the new cases, scheduling for court, all of that for all of those cases. So Magistrate Court is the lowest court in the county. And then there's state court. I am not the state court. Someone said it twice, I am not the state court clerk.
Okay.
There's
a separate clerk for the state court.
There's a separate appointed clerk.
Appointed, not elected.
Okay, keep that
appointed.
in mind, right? So
okay.
There's an appointed clerk for state court, not elected. And state
appointed
court,
by who?
by the judges
Okay. Of the state court.
of the state court.
Okay.
So the judges appoint their clerk.
Okay.
There could be, some conversation either way about that. And state court is where car accidents and, things that the next level. So I think the 15,000 and above below would be for magistrate court. Anything over 15,000 goes to state court. So
Okay.
that's like the medium court in our county.
Okay.
Then there's superior court, which we call the big court. And that's where the family, so there's child support, the divorces, and the malpractice cases, and those always have 98% of the time you have an attorney. It's very few pro se.
Because
And
they're
that's where the
higher
criminal-
amount courts,
higher
right?
amount
People are
courts
really
for the
going after
civil,
each other.
right?
Civil.
Contract, right?
Not criminal, civil. All of these are civil
And criminal.
and criminal.
And criminal. So they have civil and criminal in state court as well, but the
Okay.
state court are misdemeanors where the solicitor has, and so they're civil and criminal in state court. Superior court are all felony cases, right? So they're higher level, and the civil cases are higher level money, right? The accounts, Coke is going after Pepsi, that kind of thing, right?
Business disputes.
Business disputes, and there's a business court, there's a veterans court, there's a drug court, there's family court. So it's the larger cases in superior court. So we call it the big court, right? And then after that, so that's all Fulton. If there are any disputes if anything happens in magistrates, they can appeal to the higher courts, which is state court or superior court. Well, if there's a dispute in superior court, it has to go to the Court of Appeals or the Supreme Court. So those are the state level highest courts.
Okay.
And so I have to transmit the records to the higher court. So there's interaction with the Supreme Court and the Court of Appeals. We do so much. People don't even, it's like, how do you keep up with all of that? It's a lot. That's why it's so important that you have people in place, one, that have the servant spirit.
Yes.
Because it's about the people.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be here. What is this? Civics for the people.
Right.
Everything
about the people.
Everything we do is about the people.
Right.
Politics should not even be involved in the stuff that we do. I'm just saying.
2 elected officials, 2 black women, 2 working across the street, trying to get things done. I mean, what is the thing that for me, the thing that I dislike about being an elected official the most is the politics.
That's it.
There is the politics.
We can do all of the other things. We are those women, right? We believe in the people. We are passionate about what we do. We're good at what we do. It's the other stuff that comes in that shouldn't have anything to do with what we do every day.
It shouldn't have anything. It should be serve the people, get the records right, approve the budgets, give you what you need to do your job, right? And then we should be able to go on from there. Why is the environment that way?
I don't know. I don't know if it's a culture. I grew up in Fulton County. I'm born and raised in Atlanta, Grady baby, right? This is my home. This is how I grew up. I mean, my first job out of high school was in the tax commissioner's office, right? So I have a long history with Fulton. I don't know where it comes from, but it's going to take people like us to change it. We are going to have to move the needle to another direction because the dysfunction of the politics right now is just really, really hard.
I mean, it's why people don't want to run for office. Honestly, it's why for so long I never thought about it. I worked behind the scenes in campaigns since 2008, and people used to tell me, Mo, you should run for office. And I would be like, I'm not dealing with that.
Me too.
Yeah.
I never would have thought I would be sitting here saying I'm your elected Fulton County Clerk.
Me either, because I was on the radio. I was doing this kind of thing, and I was enjoying it, and I was always still doing service. And now that I'm on the inside of it, I realize how dysfunctional people can be.
Oh my God.
And how much that dysfunction prevents this, which is like what the people need. This kind of conversation. You need a piece of paper, you need a record, you got to go to Shay Alexander and get it. I mean,
and if she doesn't do a good job, you need to let the people know, right? But I believe in Chick-fil-A customer service. So please, if you're listening to this and you have a problem in my office, please contact me directly.
How do they do that?
We do not. You can go to the Fulton County website and there's a complaint or I get accolade. Thank you.
Or go to the
Thank you.
clerk, and
Go
you
to
could
the
they
clerk.
could go right to your office,
They
right?
sure
Because
can.
it might not even be a complaint. It just might be like, I need help,
I need
right?
help. What
How
do
do
I
I?
do?
My
How do I
son
do
is
this?
still stuck in the jail. I need this piece of paper, right?
That kind of thing. And even, I didn't even talk about the Board of Equalization. We managed those here, and we did 39,000. I can't. When
Tell
I
them
talk
what the
about
board.
this stuff,
Tell them what the Board of Equalization
So
is.
the Board of Equalization is where you get your tax bill and you want to appeal it. So you appeal it to the tax assessor. They try to work things out. And if it doesn't work out, then you have another step of appealing it to the Board of Equalization. I manage those hearings. And so last year we did more than 39,000 hearings where we have to schedule, manage, send out the notices, send out the results, and hire the board members and schedule them for here. And it's just, it's a lot of responsibility. You have to have someone sitting in this seat, in this role, that knows the process and that can manage 220 people, a $20 million budget. I mean, it's nothing. It seems like,
It's work.
oh, it's just a clerk. This is a job.
Right. It's work.
I'm not I can't just float around and I'm at work more than my employees, right?
Right.
I believe in what I'm doing.
Right.
And so this is a job. It's not anything to play with.
And it's from as big as managing the paperwork on a Young Thug trial or a Donald Trump trial, or, to the smallest, like, can we get the escalators fixed in the courthouse?
Oh, please. Oh, how many times? I
So-
don't know. I have that on your list.
It's
That's on my
been approved.
commissioner
It's approved.
vote Ivory list.
It's approved.
Can we have the escalator that's been out for 4 years?
It's
Please,
been
can we?
approved. We voted on it.
You
It
did.
is being done. Both escalators are getting the money. It has been approved. It's done.
We're going out for dinner.
Yeah, we're going.
I'm
Yes,
taking you out
I
for
know that's
dinner
right, girl.
as
Let's
soon
go.
as.
Let's go. And the county won't be paying for that dinner.
No, not at all.
Not at all. Yes, because I feel like that is the way things will get done. I literally, everybody was walking around with the county clerk trying to learn things. And I was like, why are these
And
escalators?
we have to walk a mile around.
A mile
The
around.
customers have to do it every day.
And you told me this hasn't been been going on like this for 4 years. And I came right back to the county manager and I said, this has got to get fixed. Now, it didn't happen fast. It took 6 months, but the money has been allocated. We voted on it in the last meeting, and the escalators are getting fixed. 2 over there and 1 over here.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah, that's how we go.
I can't wait. I can't wait. Let's go.
It takes time, but yeah. I mean, but it's those, I just use it as an
things.
example. It's just those small things that then people will come with a problem to the court and to your office, and then they'll be super frustrated because they also had to walk up the stairs or they had to walk a mile to get to that. We don't need to put our people through that. Our citizens don't need to go through that kind of stuff.
not.
So
They do not.
you do a lot of stuff in the community. Tell me why. See, I mean, I follow you on your social media. You do so much in the community, and you're with the kids. You're giving out. You're with the seniors. I mean, I see you doing it. We've done things together. Excuse me. Why do you do all that community work?
One, it's about the people.
Yeah.
The real reason is nobody knew what we did, and so when my friends, like I said, were like,
What do you do?
What do you do?" I'm like, that was I was very intentional about my community engagement, right?
Yeah.
And so, elephant in the room, people talk about my passport money, and she gets all this passport money. Well, I do. I am blessed. It is federally mandated.
Yeah, they didn't make it just for you.
They've
It
been
was
doing-
there when you
they've
got
been doing
there.
it for years.
You
It's
won the
just-
election.
It's just a thing.
There
It's
it
just
is.
a thing now.
And by the
But-
way, so do all the other 158 other clerks in the courts in other counties.
Right, and so
Yeah.
out of 100, because you have to think about it, it's 159 clerks in the state. Some of these courts are just so tiny, like one red light, and so not all of them do passports. Maybe 85 of the
Okay.
159 do. I want to clarify that.
Yeah,
Not every
thank
clerk
you.
in the state does passports, and they all handle
'Cause
just
some
so
are
different.
consolidated
Right,
together,
Some
yeah.
of those jurisdictions. However, community. I am in a position now and so blessed to be able to give back.
Yeah.
If I don't, something's wrong with me.
Yeah.
That's not who I am.
Yeah.
And so I'm in the community, one, explaining the services, being accessible to the people, because I'm somewhere, they either need a deed, they want to know, when their son or baby daddy is getting out of jail. It's always something.
Or they want to get married.
Or they get married. No, I do the divorces, remember?
Oh, just the
Probate
divorce.
court.
The probate court does the
court,
marriages.
Judge Johnson
See,
is the marriages.
Teach me.
Judge Johnson
Teach me.
is the chief probate judge. We do a lot of things.
But you don't
together.
process any of that paperwork?
No paperwork
Okay.
for marriages.
Marriages, just
the marriage
divorces.
license, just the divorces. And
Okay.
so when we partner with stuff, she does estate planning, and I provide the deeds and stuff. So we have a lot of things that we collaborate on. But on the community piece, I'm able to give back. I do. Nobody can tell me how much or what I need to do, but I am out there. As I tell my teams, we're in these streets.
Yes.
We're in these streets, and it's just who I am.
Yeah.
It's nothing mandated. Nobody's telling me I have to do it. I do it because that's what I love to do. And it's work for me and the team. Sometimes they're like, oh my God, Madam Clerk, how do you keep going? How is it? And my energy, I can't even explain it. Like, they're tired, like, okay, you don't have to go. I'll just go by myself. But yeah,
I feel your energy so much. We have similar energy.
we
Like,
sure
we
do.
just want to
We
get
do.
the
We just wanna
job
get it
done. Like,
done.
just get the work
Get it
done,
done.
right?
Get
If you
it
don't
done.
know where to go, call me, call her. We'll send you in the
figure it
right
out,
direction.
right.
We'll figure it out, right?
We'll figure it out.
Right.
We're not gonna
Just get the
send
work
it to a
done.
voicemail. If we
Yeah.
have to walk around and figure it out ourselves, we'll make sure that it gets done.
Yeah.
And that's where our
Kindred
energy
souls
comes.
are. What do you want to accomplish? What's like something that you really want to accomplish in these next 4 years,
Okay,
or in your
so
next 3? We have 3.5 years
we
before our
just-
next election. What
We
are you gonna
have
do?
I have a lot of things on the. This is the biggest thing though. I'm so excited about it. Well, we've done a lot. I mean, we've done a lot. You saw my 2024 annual report. I was
Yes.
really excited about that.
It's beautiful, actually.
But growing up in the system, growing up in different offices in Fulton County, the thing that was the most challenging for me was training, bringing on new employees and training, especially with, I have so many different areas. So you might be in civil, you might be doing, you might be doing notaries, you might be doing civil filings, you might be doing criminal filings, you might be in small claims. It's just every task we do is different. It's not like, I can leave small claims and go to abandoned motor vehicles. It's a different process.
Yeah.
And so one of the biggest things was just like training for me. Okay, so I get a new person and I'm going to sit Kayla next to Natasha, and I'm hoping Natasha knows how to process small claims and that she was trained right by Teresa, right? But I don't know. So I have created.
Oh, let me hear.
It's called Clerks University.
Oh, that's great.
So what it is, so Clerk 101 is just the basic stuff. Clerk 102 is this, and then Clerk 501. So I have it broken down by civil, criminal, every aspect of the office. So we've done the modules, right? And so now we are, I have an avatar, and it is videos, and it's testing, and it's
Yeah.
going to give them report cards,
So good.
and I am
It's like the best onboarding
Oh
you
my
could ever
God.
get,
So
right?
And think about this: if you are in criminal and you're like, because it could be every day. All we see is rapes, child molestations, murders. I mean, somebody's probably getting murdered now while we're talking. It's just where we are in Fulton, in the jail, and just it's a lot you're dealing with. So my folks that work first appearance and have to go to the hearings every day and see everything, they might want to break and say, hey, can I go to civil now? And in order for them to do that, I don't want to be like, oh yeah, so why don't you test through this? Let's see if you're ready for this. And
very
if
good.
you go through these tests, and then we can shift you. And so that is my goal. Before I leave this office, there's gonna be, and I've talked to my other clerks across the state. I'll be able to train other clerks
That's
in smaller
amazing.
jurisdictions, and so
And that's
that is
efficient.
the biggest thing.
That's efficiency at its best. That's actually using the people's money the right way.
And
Yes.
then you get the best customer service, you get the train, and so less paperwork errors. I mean, it used to be a day when they couldn't find documents and things were like misfiled and misplaced, and it just makes me cringe. I just want to make sure that the people of Fulton County are getting the best service. We should be best practice. We're the biggest and the best.
Right.
So everything
We should be
we
number
do
one in service.
Everything.
Yes, we absolutely
Because
should.
we should be, and we should set the tone
Yes.
for the state. And I want to be the clerk's office of the future. And technology is going to take us there. And so this Clerks University is the first thing. So thanks for asking about that. I'm really, really excited about Clerks
Congratulations
University.
on that.
Yes,
Okay,
you
switching
did
to
the most.
something completely personal. Like, what do you do to get away from all of this? Like, what is the thing that brings you joy in your life?
So I work hard, but I play harder.
Oh, okay.
Period.
Okay.
I love to dance. I love to play cards. And so I love to travel. I love water and the beach.
Yeah.
And so a quiet time for me it's still always
Doing
they like-
something.
They were like, "Do you want to just grab a book?" I'm like, no, I'm not reading a book, and that's not fun for me. If I'm going to the beach, where's the party? And so that's who I am, and I get away. I love to play cards, right?
Yeah.
So that's my outlet. And like I said, I love to go to the beach, but to go to the beach parties, I lay during the day on the beach, and
Yeah.
I could be at the pool. So those are
Same.
my outlets, and I have to. You have to.
You have to.
You cannot let this. And I do. I work hard. I didn't leave
Yes.
here as a public servant. I had the emails were just like stressing me out. I knew I had a busy day, so I probably left work at like 9:45 last night. Nobody sees that. I don't. It's nothing to broadcast. I do what I'm supposed to do,
Right.
and I do a great job. And
Right.
so I'm happy. I'm walking in my purpose. I love what I do every day. So if I have to work at 10 o'clock, I'll be at work at 10 o'clock.
I know
tonight. It
that's
doesn't
right.
matter.
I know that's
what
right.
I love.
I
to
love
do.
that. I feel the same. If it's to work on a Saturday, then I'm working on a Saturday, and that's just what it is. I asked for it. I got it. It's
That's it.
here,
That's
and
what
I
we
gotta
signed
do
up
it.
for.
Yeah, that's what we
And so you
signed
can't
up for.
complain. So you're
No,
gonna
there's
complain
nothing to
about
come.
it?
No,
Nothing
you're gonna
to
just do
complain
the
about.
work. Last thing before we go, and I've had so much fun talking to you. What is there any message you want to give to Fulton County residents about coming to your function or your job that they should know?
And so I would like for the citizens to just make sure that they do their research. I know that coming to court and all of the things surrounding the judicial system can be intimidating. We try to have videos out. There's a lot of forms and information. Just be mindful and read, and just don't sign anything. Get as much information as you can about whatever you're trying to do. Someone calls, stay away from the scams and the phone calls, and you need to pay this to get a copy of this, and you didn't come to court, and there's a warrant, go to the green light and get me $500 and I'll stop. Like all of that, please make the phone calls, read the documents, and do your due diligence before you get involved in anything else, because there's a lot of scam going on right now.
And if you don't know, just come in and ask.
Right.
Come here to our customer service desk and we'll send you across the street. Go across the street, and if the service is over here, you'll come back across. There's a bridge.
Right.
You could just go back and forth and back and forth, but you can get the services that you need.
Absolutely.
So, Madam Clerk, listen, I adore you, and I watch you doing the work, and whether we agree, we do agree on a lot of things, but whether we did or not, it doesn't matter. We're colleagues, and we're just working for the people, and we are working together, and I wish that we could figure out a way for more people to work more effectively together. But maybe you and me can be the leaders of that.
That's what I'm hoping. I
And,
mean, your partnership means so much to me.
Same.
And then when people are like, well, no, get to know, that's another thing we need to do. Get to know people for yourself.
Yes.
Right? And so because you called and say you don't like somebody, I'm sorry, you don't like them. Let them do that something to me for me not to like them. So don't judge me, and I really appreciate you for that. I really appreciate you for getting to know who Shay really is. I am your clerk of court.
Yes.
I'm here to serve. I am about the people of Fulton County. And I know my job.
Yes,
Nobody
I
can
know
take
you
any
do.
of that away from me. And so I appreciate you getting to know who I really am.
And more than that, we're two women, we're sisters, and we're just like any other two women in a job. Just trying to do our jobs, right? Trying to get along in a system that is mostly dominated by men. And it doesn't matter if you're elected or not. People are still doing all of the biases and all of the things that happen in a regular job. So we're no different than anybody else watching this, going to work every day, trying to manage it, stay cute, stay married, stay sane. Like we're trying to do it all, right? So anyway. This turned into something that's not Civics for the People, but listen, thank you so much.
No, thank
and
you.
I
Thank
look
you
to
for the
many more
invitation.
years of working together with you. So if you need any information, please visit the Clerk of the Court's website. You can just even go to the main Fulton website to get to it. And she's around for anything you need, Madam Clerk Shay Alexander, as I am Commissioner Mo Ivory. So stay tuned for more Civics for the People, and thanks for joining us today.